can't help it, man. I got my groove on, got my music playing. Anyway, welcome back to Philly Sports Spotlight. We're about to, we take pride here, you know that, in bringing you stories that you normally don't find in the mainstream. Like, for instance, we brought you the sport of Cronin, which I know a lot of you gained a large interest in. The Philadelphia Spinners, the ultimate Frisbee team. Now, we'd like to reintroduce you to an oldie but definitely goodie. Anyone remember Saturday afternoons watching roller derby? Take a look at this. Now, I wasn't in 1949, wasn't born, but this video is from 1949. It's Philadelphia versus New York in the old National Roller Derby League, which at the time consisted of just a handful of teams. Also, check out the railings and the bank track. Well, today the railings in most of the leagues have come down and the tracks have flattened out. And now there are over 450 leagues worldwide. And to talk more about this, we bring back our friend, Erica Van Stone. And Erica, tell us how you roll these days.
Oh my goodness. Well, the Women's Flat Track Derby Association was formed in 2005, and shortly thereafter, Philly roller girls strapped on their skates for the very first time. This league now has 4 teams. That's the Liberty Bells, their all-stars, the B team, the Independence Dolls, the Block Party, which is their C team, and the Rookie Skaters, which is the Cheese Skates.
A little play on words there, the cheese
A little
skates.
bit, just a
but
little
I
bit.
do love one of my favorite lines now with this whole roller derby thing, city of sisterly shove.
That's right.
Because for 20-something years, I've been calling it the city of brotherly love. Now, you heard me talk about how there are over 450, I mean, this is around the world. This sport is
That's
worldwide. Right. Why is this sport now all of a sudden so popular?
You know what, it's such a movement, and it's really very much a women's athletic movement, which is what's so exciting about it. And the Philadelphia City Paper Reader's Choice Award recently voted Philly Roller Girls the best alternative sport, now in their 8th year of bouting in the city of sisterly shove.
Yeah, boy.
And the Liberty Bells are in the top 15 in the world in the Women's Flat Track Derby Association Division I leagues, and fans of all ages now are piling into the class of 1923 arena on Penn's campus to catch hits every single month, Phil.
Okay, now I got to tell you, like most sports, roller derby has changed over the years. We talked about the change in the track and all that other stuff. What would a person need to know about flat track? If I was going to go check out an event, what would I need to know about watching today's version of roller derby?
Well, it's 100% real, and that's what's kind of great about it. And it's a high-scoring game, and everything is very fast-paced, so you don't want to miss a hit of it. And here are the basics.
The basics of flat track roller derby. Brought to you by the Hammer City Roller Girls. The game of roller derby is played on roller skates. The players wear helmets, elbow pads, wrist guards, knee pads, and not much else. The track is flat, not banked. Each 30-minute half is broken down into shifts called jam. The group of 8 players at the front is called the pack. The pack is made of players who play the position of blocker. Behind the pack is the 2 jammers. The jammers are the most important players on the track and are marked by a large star on their helmet. When the whistle blows, the jammers try to skate their way through the pack and out the other side, but they will be met with the hips, booty, and shoulders of the opposing team's blockers. When 2 bodies make contact on the track, this is called a block. Once the jammers have skated their way through the pack the first time, they're ready to begin scoring. They earn a point every time they legally pass a member of the opposing team. The team with the most points at the end of the game win. The jammers will fail to earn points if they pass the opposing blockers illegally. Any player who performs an illegal block will earn a penalty. So what's illegal? Elbows, tripping, back blocking, and passing out of bounds. Any player who receives a major penalty has earned a trip to the penalty box. The jam ends when the lead jammer places her hands on her hips, or when 2 minutes has elapsed. 30 seconds later, a new jam begins, and the whole thing starts again.
All right. So I understand it a little bit better. So now that we're armed with the knowledge of roller derby, flat track derby, where can we go and put this knowledge to use?
Well, if you want to catch the fastest growing sport in the world, the women's sport in the world, actually really the fastest growing sport in the world right now, head to Class of 1923 Arena on Penn's campus this Saturday, June 8th, and you'll catch all the action as the block party takes on Hartford, which is your alma mater, and the Liberty Bells are going to take on Bay Area, which was a hotspot for old school roller derby, and you might remember that, Phil, so you might actually see some moves that you remember from back in the day.
Are you calling me old?
Not on camera.
Okay, well you just did, okay? Yeah, but I do remember Bay Area because my mother used to watch this.
Yeah.
My mother watched wrestling, which makes sense of why I was brought up so well, so very well disciplined. She used to give me some of those moves when I was a kid. But anyway, Erica Van Stone, thank you very much for the roller derby story and the Joey Gay story especially, and I'm sure we'll bring you back here. Everybody agree that, yeah? Okay, we're gonna bring you back here down the road. We'll do some more stories. By the way, also a backup public address announcer for the Camden River Sharks. So a Jacqueline, if you will, of all trades. All right, folks, time to take our final break. When we return, the answer to tonight's trivia question. As we return to Philly Sports Spotlight, we do so with the answer to tonight's future fitness trivia question. I told you in 1984, the NBA introduced a slam dunk contest, and Dr. J was actually in that contest. But guess what? He did not win that contest. Do you know who did? Well, the answer? Larry Nance Jr. of the Phoenix Suns. Who would have ever guessed that? That's why we have these trivia questions. Hope you didn't cheat on that one. Listen, future fitness, no one in the Delaware Valley does fitness better. Well, we've been telling you over the past few weeks here on Philly Sports Spotlight about Tyler Jurich. He's the kid from Hatfield, Pennsylvania, who made a lot of noise in the Ontario Junior Hockey League this past season, where he won Rookie of the Year, MVP, and Leading Scorer awards. Well, this Friday night at the Hockey Hall of Fame in Toronto, Jurich will take home yet one more piece of hardware when he grabs the Ontario Hockey Association's Junior A, that's all of Canada, Junior A Player of the Year. I just hope that in the new apartment that he's going to get when he signs that NHL contract, he has a big trophy cabinet. Hey, listen, if you have any story ideas you would like to shoot our way, we brought you a couple of neat stories tonight. Don't hesitate to drop me a line, phil.andrews at WMCN.tv. Leave your information, and we'll do our best to get your story on our show. Folks, that is going to do it for this offering on Philly Sports Spotlight. Don't forget, we'll see you back here every Tuesday night at 7:30. On behalf of all my friends here in the studio, all my friends in the control room, I'm Phil Andrews, and I'm on my way out of here.
6, Dottie Danger, 71, Maud Forbid. We'll get to the other two in just a moment.
Little Payne is out there. She gets lead jammer status almost immediately over Philly's defense. Mo Payne is jamming for Philly. Little Payne has a huge advantage right now. Mo Payne is definitely trying to make up some of that real estate separating the two, but Little Payne is back in the pack. Looks over her shoulder. Gets a point.
There's the call.
Calls off the jam. No point is scored.
Scoreless jam, but you know what, Al? Holding Philly scoreless is no simple effort. So Boston able to hold them scoreless is a fantastic measure. To go ahead and mention the other two members of the Boston Massacre roster, 859 Salome Splatter and PT78 Speed Metal. Make your Boston Massacre.
And whenever you say Speed Metal's name, you know you have to throw the dragon horns up in the air and go, Speed Metal! It's like a Ronnie James Dio thing.
You know, in between Twisted Scissors and Skid Hoe on Dutchland and Speed Metal on Boston, there's a very rock and roll feel at the Sugar Bush Showdown.
They need to have a heavy metal tournament someday. Speaking of which, she is Maya Manu out there, beautiful outside. Nope, she gets called out.
Major forearm penalty. It is Power Jam Philly. But Ginger Kid with a great hit on number 87, Goldie, sending her out.
Goldie still is not able to make her initial pass. They keep recycling her to the back of the pack. Boston doing a really good job now with taking advantage of a disadvantaged situation.
Yeah, and you know, this is something that Boston's going to need to hang their hat on. Philly, when they're given Power Jam situations, are extremely difficult to beat.
Last thing you want is a number 2 team in the Eastern region to get a huge lead over you by some big power jam, big points. Right there, so far, more than 30 seconds into this penalty, not a point has been scored.
And to give you a little bit of background, the last time a number 7 seed defeated a number 2 seed was the 2010 North Central Tournament when Minnesota scored the upset and worked their way into champs. So if Boston has been taking a page out of Minnesota's book, we're in for a game, Al.
Looks like they're taking a book out of professional boxing right there as they boxed her right in, got her going. She wasn't able to even step to the side, took her a lot. did get the 5 points, but she had to work for it.